AI Business Brief for June 1, 2026. Google Workspace launched Google Pics, an AI image editor with object-level control and real-time translation. NVIDIA released Cosmos 3, the first open omni-model for physical AI. AI cost management becomes urgent as enterprises hit token budget ceilings. Here's the full breakdown of today's top AI stories for your business. Next section, lead story. Next section, Google Pics brings precision image editing to Workspace users. Google Workspace is rolling out Google Pics this summer, a new AI image tool that solves the biggest frustration in AI-generated content, making changes without starting over. Built on Google's Nano Banana model, Google Pics lets you select and edit specific objects in an image. You can change the color of a sweater in a product photo, edit text directly in images, and translate it while preserving fonts, and make surgical edits without touching the background. The real business value is in the integration. Google Pics works directly inside Slides and Drive, so you're not switching between apps. For teams creating marketing materials, presentations, or localized content, this cuts the design turnaround time significantly. Collaborative editing means multiple people can work on the same image simultaneously, which matters when you're under deadline. Catch: this is rolling out to Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers first. If you're on the free tier or basic Workspace plan, you'll need to upgrade. For businesses already committed to the Google ecosystem, this is a productivity win. If you're platform agnostic, wait to see if Adobe or Canva respond with similar features before committing to a subscription. Read more. Next section, tools and launches. NVIDIA Cosmos 3. Physical AI for robotics and autonomous systems. NVIDIA shipped Cosmos 3, the first open omni-model that handles reasoning and generation for physical AI applications. This is not a chatbot. Cosmos 3 is built for robotics, autonomous vehicles, warehouse automation, and smart spaces. It can generate realistic video worlds from text or images, reason about physics and motion, and predict future actions based on current state. 2 versions. Cosmos 3 Nano, 8B parameters, runs on RTX Pro 6000 workstations, and Cosmos 3 Super, 32B parameters, needs Hopper or Blackwell GPUs. Both are available on Hugging Face with post-training scripts, so you can fine-tune on your own data. This matters if you're building automation systems and need synthetic training data or physical simulation. If you run a warehouse, logistics operation, or manufacturing facility and you're exploring automation, Cosmos 3 provides the foundation to simulate scenarios and train systems before deploying them. Not a weekend project, but if you have technical staff, the open licensing and SDG datasets make this accessible. Read more. Sovereign AI document automation with Ionos, N8N, and Nextcloud if you're in healthcare, legal, finance, or public sector, and you're blocked from using US-based AI providers due to GDPR or internal compliance. Here's your stack. Ionos AI Model Hub. Open source models hosted in European data centers, Nextcloud, self-hosted storage, and N8N workflow automation. The entire pipeline stays in European jurisdiction. Example workflow. A contract gets uploaded to Nextcloud, N8N triggers an extraction, Ionos processes it with Mistral Nemo, and a summary with high-risk clauses gets posted back to Nextcloud. No data leaves your control. Setup requires Docker, OAuth 2, and API tokens. Not trivial, but for firms handling sensitive client data, this is how you get AI speed without compliance risk. The Ionos AI Model Hub is the key piece. You're running open-source models, Mistral, etc. on infrastructure you control. Pricing isn't mentioned in the article, but Ionos offers VPS templates pre-configured for N8N. If you've been sitting on the AI sidelines because of data residency concerns, this is your entry point. Read more. Next section, Business Playbook. The AI Productivity Paradox. Building too many projects you can't maintain. Simon Willison shared a brutally honest post about the unintended consequence of AI coding agents. He and multiple colleagues are spinning up 16+ projects in single sessions, turning vague ideas into working code with tests and documentation in under an hour. The problem? These projects look polished, but there's no real commitment to maintaining them. If they are instantly abandoned, what was the point? Developer David Wilson called it a thermonuclear ADHD amplifier and suggested the only solution might be canceling his AI subscription. The pattern: start with write a quick script for X, end up an hour later with a full application, original problem still unsolved. Counterpoint: some developers with ADHD report the opposite experience. They're finishing side projects for the first time because they can build before losing interest. One said, "I literally feel like I have a support team for the first time." The lesson for business owners: AI agents are incredibly powerful for rapid prototyping, but speed doesn't equal value. If you're using Claude or Cursor to spin up internal tools, ask whether anyone will maintain them 6 months from now. The critical skill isn't coding faster, it's discipline about what to build in the first place. Don't let the tool dictate the roadmap. Read more. Next section, Pricing and Access Watch. Enterprise AI sticker shock. Token caps becoming mandatory Inc. Reports that enterprises are rushing to implement token caps after unexpected runaway costs. The headline calls it the $500 million AI mistake, and the message is clear. If you don't set hard limits on model usage, your AI budget will blow through cash flow projections. This is especially relevant for businesses integrating AI into customer-facing products or internal automation. If you're calling Claude, GPT-4, or similar models in production, you need monitoring and caps. Most providers offer usage dashboards and spending limits. Set them before you deploy, not after you get the bill. Practical step. If you're using Anthropic, OpenAI, or Google APIs, log into your dashboard today and configure spending alerts. Set a hard monthly cap at 80% of your budget. You want the alert before the cutoff, not after the system goes dark. Read more. Next section, Industry Moves. AI backlash intensifies. Google search changes drive 30% spike, in DuckDuckGo installs TechCrunch, and the Equity Podcast Unpacked Box CEO Aaron Levy's comment that tech CEOs are uniquely prone to AI psychosis. Levy isn't anti-AI. He's saying CEOs need to actually use the tools they're hyping. The broader backlash is showing up in user behavior. After Google announced deeper AI integration in search, DuckDuckGo reported a 30% surge in installs. Graduating college students are booing any mention of AI at ceremonies. Layoffs and bad vibes around forced AI adoption are creating a cultural moment. Google faces a dilemma. It's chasing what it thinks it needs to do to compete, but it's messing with the core product users' trust. The question is whether this anti-AI moment creates opportunities for startups or alternative tools. For small businesses, the takeaway: don't force AI into your workflows just because everyone else is. If your customers or employees are pushing back, listen. AI is a tool, not a strategy. Use it where it solves real problems, skip it where it doesn't. Read more. Data center transparency becomes a public issue. Environmental activist Erin Brockovich launched a crowdsourced map tracking data center construction across the U.S. She received nearly 4,000 submissions in the first month, with transparency being the top concern. Communities are reporting projects announced after permits are secured, developers who don't return calls, and NDAs signed before neighbors knew construction was planned. Brockovich clarifies she's not against data centers or AI, but against the pattern of secrecy. For tech companies and businesses building infrastructure, this is a warning. Community opposition is organizing. If you're planning a data center or working with cloud providers, expect increased scrutiny on water usage, energy consumption, and noise. Read more. San Francisco rents spike 22% as AI wealth fuels bidding wars. The AI boom is creating a cost of living crisis in San Francisco. Rents jumped 22%, with even tech workers blaming the AI-related wealth influx. This affects hiring, retention, and operational costs for any business in the Bay Area. If you're remote first or distributed, this is a recruiting advantage. If you're competing for Bay Area talent, expect salary pressure. Read more. Next section, Quick Wins. Set token spending limits today. If you're using AI APIs in production, Claude, GPT-4, Gemini, log into your dashboard and configure spending alerts. Set a hard cap at 80% of your monthly budget. This prevents the $500 million mistake at your scale. Test Google Pics for localized marketing. If you're creating product photos or ads for multiple languages, Google Pics in image text translation could save hours. Check if your Workspace plan includes AI Pro/Ultra access. If not, run a cost comparison. Subscription upgrade vs. outsourcing translations. Next section, Outlook. Two competing forces are visible in today's stories. On one hand, powerful new tools like Google Pics and Cosmos 3 are making capabilities that required specialists accessible to small teams. On the other, the backlash against AI hype and the reality of runaway costs are forcing businesses to be more strategic. The winners will be companies that deploy AI selectively, with clear ROI, return on investment, and tight cost controls, rather than adopting everything because it's trendy. Watch for more enterprises to implement token caps and more users to opt out of AI-first products that don't deliver clear value. That concludes today's AI Business Brief. From Carolina Clear Tech. Stay smart, stay ahead.